Westlake will maintain the opening toss here. And of course, now getting over to the right wing. And the three-point shot from Ian Moat on the first possession of the ball game is no good off the front iron. We thank all of you for joining us live on the Westlake Shap app and on westlakeshaps.com. Max Smith with the basketball now, as he is accustomed. He is wearing the white headband as he had in games previous, and the bright gold shoes, almost yellow, if you will, neon yellow. Of course, the school colors for Anderson, blue and gold, and he is the only one with gold on it. Now Blake Spiller elevates from the right wing. That one for 3 points, and it is good for Blake Spiller. 3-0 Anderson as they get points on their first possession. Now Monroe over to the double team here to KJ Adams. Adams kicks it to the right wing to Ian Moat. Moat fires up a three from the right corner, and it is no good. He gets his own rebound as the long carom comes out nearly to the timeline in front of the Anderson bench, and the junior guard hauls it in. Now gets it over to Rory Monroe, trying to work around a KJ Adams screen. Rory drives all the way into the lane, puts up the shot with the left hand, and it's good off the glass for Rory Monroe. Now on the other end, Blake Spiller trying to find room on the left side of the defense. Fires down low to the post. Step back three-point shot here from the left wing. This one is good for Cody Grove. So the first two possessions for the Anderson Trojans end in 3 points. One by Spiller and now by Grove. Now McManus over on the right wing, trying to get the corner opportunity here. Driving baseline is KJ Adams. Kicks it over to Roy Monroe. Back over to KJ. KJ left all alone on the right block. Good look there underneath the hoop. As the double team came, Rory found KJ. So KJ with his first 2 points underneath the basket. A 6-4 lead for Anderson. Now caught in the paint is Max Smith, and he has it taken away from him by Carson May. Now KJ Adams trying to take his man, Dylan Breen, off the dribble. Doesn't have it, kicks it down low to Carson May. May kicks it back out to Rory Monroe, who elevates for a three-point shot. May gets the offensive rebound, is tied up, but a foul is called on Anderson. The foul called on Dylan Breen. That's his first personal foul, and the game's first foul. In Moat trying to launch it out to Rory Monroe. Monroe with the candy stripe Nike socks. Dribbles to the right side, gives it over to the right wing to McManus, now into the corner to KJ Adams. Adams deals inside. Nice feed into the post there for Carson May. May's shot's no good, but Rory crashes the boards, pulls on the offensive rebound, and the putback is good for Roy Monroe, who has 4 in the first quarter. We're tied at 6. Now Spiller gets it over to the left side to Jack Francis. Francis caught in the corner. His pass intended for Cody Grove is tipped out of bounds in front of the Westlake bench. Full house on the home side here for the Westlake Chaparrals. Inbounding here is Spiller. Spiller gets it over to Max Smith. Smith dribbling, picks up his dribble just outside the right lane. Gets it out here to the right wing to Jack Francis. Francis dribbling, now with the left hand, bounce passes it over to Blake Spiller. Spiller now back over to Francis, now back over to Spiller. Spiller trying to dribble drive through the lane, and now a traveling violation is going to be called on Blake Spiller as he tried to knife his way through the double team. Position was held by Carson May and Rory Monroe, and he's called with the traveling violation. So with 5 minutes to play straight up here in the first quarter, we're all tied at 6. Moat brings the ball up over to the top of the arc. 3-point shot for KJ Adams. Rips the nylon. Beautiful shot there, and Westlake takes its first lead, 9-6. KJ Adams with 5 points here in his first 2 shots from the field. Smith taking matters into his own hand, driving down the right side of the lane, elevating with one hand, puts it up with the right, and it's good for Max Smith. And Smith is on the board here in the first quarter, 9-8. And now a step back jump shot. No, it's going to be a pass to the corner to Rory Monroe to the top of the arc to Moat. Moat over to McManus. Mannix over to KJ Adams. KJ Adams finds Rory Monroe open on the right side, and from the right wing, Rory connects a 3-point shot. And Rory Monroe, all kinds of hot right now. He has 7 of the Chaps 12. Here's a steal on the other end by McManus. McManus picks the pocket of Smith. McManus goes in too strong, misses the shot, and it was last touched by Anderson. It'll be Cody Grove that touched the ball last. As he dove for the ball, it was still in play. So it will be the first substitution of the ball game here for the Anderson Trojans. Checking in is Nicholas Harris, the 6'2" junior. Quick kick over to Cade Mankel, who's just checked in as well. Mankel driving baseline, has the double team follow him. Over to the right wing here to Ian Moat. Moat launches to Mankel on the left wing to the top of the arc to Monroe. Back over to Carson May. May gets it over to the right corner to Ian Moat, who drives the baseline. Kicks it over to Roy Monroe. Monroe looking to elevate in the paint. Puts up the shot. It's no good. Battling for the rebound on the offensive board is Monroe, and it is going to be a jump ball. The possession arrow will belong to Anderson. Excellent hustle on the offensive board there, but the possession arrow will belong to the Trojans. Timeout's been called. We will take it as well. Back in 30 seconds. This is Westlake basketball. Welcome back to live coverage of Westlake basketball here at Al Bennett Court on the campus of Westlake High School. Joe Taylor joining you here for Westlake and Anderson. Westlake leading the Trojans 12-8. They maintain possession, so out of that timeout, the possession arrow actually went to Westlake. Here comes the double team on KJ Adams, who hangs in the paint, puts up the shot. The shot is no good, but KJ is fouled. That foul called on Max Smith, his first personal foul. KJ Adams averaging 23 points coming into this ball game and just under 6.5 rebounds on the season as he makes the first of 2 free throw efforts here. On the season, he is shooting 72% from the line. And against the Trojans, the first time around, KJ had 27 points, 3 rebounds, and shot 2 of 4 from three-point land. And now on the missed shot, the last touch was by did they call a foul? No, they didn't. They actually called it. Daniel Villarreal checking into the ball game here. A little bit of confusion. Now we've got it sorted. As the ball went out of bounds, it was last touch by Westlake as KJ missed his second shot. So it's 13-8. Smith with the left hand, dribbling into the lane, kicking it over to the left wing to Spiller. Spiller gets it back out to Jack Francis. Francis over to Spiller. He elevates for the three-pointer. That one is no good. And the rebound pulled down strong by KJ Adams. Across the timeline, over to Mankel. Mankel back over toward the left corner to Moat. Back to Mankel, now to Adams. Adams steps off a Villarreal screen, doesn't have the shot. Gets it over to Monroe. Monroe dishes in the paint to Villarreal, and DV finishes it off. Daniel Villarreal comes into the ball game, and in the first possession has a bucket. 15-8 now, 7-point advantage into the double team. Max Smith dribbles against KJ Adams. Now they switch on the defense here. The ball is away, and it's picked up by Blake Spiller, who drove into the lane and was fouled. Who was he fouled by? It's going to be on Daniel Villarreal, his first personal foul, and that's Westlake's first team foul. And it comes with 2:46 to play here in the first quarter. Spiller will step to the line to shoot 2. First shot is up for Blake, and he misses it as it caroms off the back iron and the side iron and falls to the left side. Line change here for the Trojans. Coming in is Gross Keel coming into the ball game. And I believe Josh Hall is checked into the ball game as well. So Hall is in the ball game as well as Keel. Second shot by Spiller hits. So he has 4 points, including the three-pointer. Now KJ elevates from the right wing. That shot no good. Rebound offensively. Now into the front court here on the takeaway. The lob pass down low from Gross Keel is last touched by Anderson as he tried to get it to Spiller in the corner. And the ball bounced out of bounds. So a turnover here, 15-9. The lead is 6 points. As Westlake will bring the ball up slowly here with no pressure coming out of the backcourt. Ian Moat directing traffic, gets it over to Cade Mankel. Mankel off a screen here by KJ Adams, dribbles down to the baseline, now kicks it back out to DV. DV looking to the right side, trying to get the cutter, ball poked away by Max Smith. He gets it back, Villarreal hands it off to Ian Moat, and they'll reset the half-court offense here with 2:05 to play in the first quarter. Westlake leading 15-9. Now Moat driving to the baseline, hands it off to KJ Adams. Adams is going to be called for a charge as he elevates out of the double team and made hard contact with Dylan Breen. Breen went down to the ground, and it's an offensive foul against KJ Adams. So that's his first personal foul, second team foul, and it'll be Anderson basketball. Max Smith comes across the timeline here. Man in the yellow shoes, picked up here defensively by Ian Moat. Gets it over to Breen, back over to Smith. Smith trying to drive to the lane, and this is going to be a foul against KJ Adams. It's a blocking foul there, and it looks like KJ is going to have to come to the bench, a place that he does not have to go very often, as Carson May will check into the ball game here. 15-9, your score with 1:46 to play in the first quarter. Two very quick fouls against KJ Adams, a guy that does not foul very much, as the leading scorer here for the Westlake Chaparrals. Right now, Daniel Pittsford is escorting a student back towards the fans. Daniel Pittsford has an Anderson fan that has drifted all the way back towards the concourse level here, right behind the bench. Right now he has several administrators over there, and I believe even the principal, Steve Ramsey, is over there talking to the fan. Now back to gameplay here as the three-point shot by Blake Spiller is no good. Westlake pulls down the rebound, and coming across the timeline is Ian Moat. Moat working off a Carson May screen with KJ Adams on the bench, looking to go inside, doesn't have it. Here's Mankel in the corner. Mankel picked up defensively there by Nicholas Hall. Mankel fires a pass to Carson May down on the baseline, and he collides with Nicholas Hall, and it's an offensive foul. So with that, Carson May picks up his first personal foul, 14th foul for Westlake. Now Josh Hall kicks it over to Max Smith. Cross-court pass from the baseline here. Hall has an opportunity for a three-point shot, and he drills it. Beautiful looking shot there on the ball movement from Max Smith to Spiller. Spiller kicking it back out to Hall, and Hall delivers on the three-point shot. Now 15-12 as Anderson has clawed back into it. Three-point advantage here with KJ Adams on the bench. Now elevating for a long two-point shot is Ian Moat. The shot is not there. Rebound pulled down by Gross-Kiel. Now a whistle away from the basketball here, and now a foul is going to be called, I believe, on Ian Moat. So Moat picks up his first personal foul, and with 2 minutes and 50 seconds, actually a little bit less than that, 2 minutes and about 45 seconds left in this quarter, Westlake had not committed a single team foul. Since then, they've committed 5 with 35 seconds left. Max Smith elevates from the right corner on the three-point shot. That one is no good. Monroe pulls down the rebound, comes across the timeline, gives it up to Cade Mankel. Mankel having a quick conversation with his coach, Robert Lucero, with Diego Schleppe checking into the ballgame. Schleppe with the basketball. Diego, a powerful three-point shooter, as he is in the ballgame now with Mankel, Monroe, May, and Daniel Villarreal. That's the 5 on the floor here for the Westlake Chaparrals. Now Mankel on the right wing, hands it off to Schleppe, looking for a screen, drives baseline, bounce pass picked off by Spiller. Spiller over to Smith, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Smith's going to try to drive it all the way in, fires up a prayer, and it is no good. So a surge in the first quarter with KJ Adams on the bench with 2 early fouls, and Westlake a slight edge over the Anderson Trojans. They lead 15-12. Back in a moment, this is Westlake basketball. We welcome you back to live coverage of Westlake basketball. Inbounding the basketball is Cody Grove. He gets it over to Max Smith as we're underway here in the second quarter. Joe Taylor joining you courtside here as Westlake leads Anderson 15-12. Smith gets the basketball back from Grove, trying to drive off Grove's screen, doesn't have it, hanging with him is McManus, who is checked back to the ballgame. It's McManus, Schleppe, Daniel Villarreal, along with Carson May and Cade Mankel on the floor. Max Smith, Blake Spiller, Grove, Dylan Breen on the floor here, the starting 5 for the Anderson Trojans, and now a traveling violation on the pump fake by Jack Francis in the left corner. Francis elevated and then moved his pivot foot, so a traveling violation. DV will inbound to Schleppe. KJ Adams with 2 early fouls, and right now the fan that is still becoming unruly is now being courted by the head coach for the Westlake, or for the Anderson Trojans rather, Daniel Hunter, and now Coach Sanford getting involved as an unruly fan still wants to make some noise. In the meantime, back to action here as Dylan Schleppe comes loose off the screen from the baseline. He gets loose in the corner, and Schleppe adds the three-point shot as he picks up points here now with back up to a 6-point lead, as Schleppe's three-pointer from the corner doubles up the lead. 18-12. Now, Carson May staying right there defensively with Cody Grove, and Grove got mixed up as he tried to find Francis on the left wing. Francis had already cut to the corner, and the pass was errant, went to the Westlake bench and out of bounds. So Schleppe will bring the basketball up across the timeline. Working a half-court offense, gets it over to the right wing here to Connor McManus. Back to the top of the arc to Daniel Villarreal. One dribble, picks it up. Now here comes the double team. Schleppe has the ball knocked away momentarily by Smith. Gets it back, and he's picked up his dribble, so he's a little trying to figure out what to do with the basketball as he lobs it into the left wing now to Carson May. May picks up McManus on the swing as he comes around the corner here to the left wing. Now to the corner to Mankel. Mankel trying to work off a Carson May screen. Bounce pass down low to Daniel Villarreal. On the right block, he head fakes, waits for Spiller to glide across his field of vision, then elevates and makes the shot. Beautiful looking shot there by Daniel Villarreal. He has 4 points in the ball game. Anderson clinging to a 9-3 lead, stranglehold of that second position. Now Max Smith on the right wing trying to dribble drive, doesn't have it, kicks it over to Francis in the right corner. Francis gets it back over to Max Smith, who elevates here to the left corner and passes the ball off to Gross Kiel, who elevates for a three-point shot of his own, and that is good. Looks like they're only going to award him a two-pointer as his toe was just on the line. So Gross Kiel adds a very long two-point shot as he checks into the game yet again here in the second quarter. Dylan Schleppe now on the left wing. Bounce pass over to the left corner to May. May back over to Mankel, trying to work around a May screen. Mankel doesn't have it. He resets to Dylan Schleppe. Schleppe with the right-hand dribble, pointing out traffic. Now gets it over to Daniel Villarreal. Villarreal over to Mankel. Mankel lobs it in here to the top of the arc to Carson May, who puts up a long three-point shot. Rebound momentarily grabbed by Daniel Villarreal. He now has full control of it. He gets it over to Dylan Schleppe, back over to the top of the arc. So good offensive rebound there by Dylan Schleppe and Daniel Villarreal. Villarreal driving into the baseline, putting up with a reverse layup. That's no good. Loose ball dove for by Carson May. Gets it back out to Mankel. Mankel finds him again on the low block. And what a nice job there. The two-man game working perfectly. Hustle on the offensive board as May connects for his first 2 points. Beautiful effort there by May to get the basketball, flip it out to Mankel. Mankel to go right back to him. Now here's Kiel rising up from the baseline, puts up the shot. The shot is no good. Rebound fought for by 4 different players, 2 Shaps and 2 Trojans, as a jump ball's been called, and the possession arrow will belong to Westlake. So Moat checks back into the ballgame for Mankel. Monroe is back into the ballgame here for Schleppe. 4:29, and the Shaps just trying to coast here with a 22-15 lead over Anderson, with 4:20 to play here in the second quarter, and KJ Adams on the bench with 2 fouls. McManus hands back off to Moat. And the line change here for the Anderson Trojans finds Josh Hall coming back into the ballgame. Here's Rory Monroe for a three-point shot. That one no good. It caroms long off the iron. Chasing it down is McManus. So once again, the Shaps able to keep the offensive foul, and now, or keep the offensive possession rather, and this is going to be an offensive foul on Westlake as Connor McManus dished off to May as he drove in. They call an offensive foul on Westlake. So McManus picks up his first personal foul. That's 16 fouls for Westlake, just 2 for Anderson. Now here's Spiller on the transition. Spiller looking down low to Gross Kiel. Lobs it back out to Josh Hall, who flips it over to Max Smith. Smith trying to dribble drive on Monroe, and a whistle away from the basketball here momentarily. Let's see what it's all about. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Rory Monroe. It's a reach-in foul. Team 7th, and that'll kick Anderson into the bonus. It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity as Schleppe checks in for Moat. 22-15, 3:45 to play here in the first half. Max Smith puts up his first shot. It's good. By the by, Max Smith, the team's leading scorer, that's just his 3rd point. He has 1 field goal made. And now the free throw. The second one is up, and it's good. He has 4 points in the half. 22-17. Dylan Schleppe will bring it up after the inbound to Daniel Villarreal. Villarreal across the timeline to Dylan Schleppe. Now back over to McManus. McManus will set things up here at the top of the arc, over to the right corner to Monroe. Monroe driving, baseline, spins, picks up his dribble, looking for help on the block, finds Dylan Schleppe in the corner. Now Schleppe guarded tightly here by Spiller, dribbles through the double team and loses the handle of the basketball, and it goes off the foot of Blake Spiller. He is not happy about it, but last touch by the Anderson Trojans. And we're going to get another substitution here as Gibson Valdez checks into the ball game. Lob pass in to Carson May, hands off to Schleppe. Now Schleppe over to Monroe. Monroe back over to Connor McManus. McManus with a dribble between the legs, gives it up to Dylan Schleppe. 3:14 to play, and the Chaps playing a little keep away here to milk some clock. Now Rory Monroe dribbling with the left hand, waiting for the Carson May screen, doesn't have it. Now gets it over the right wing to Dylan Schleppe, now to McManus in the corner, lob into the post. That's an errant pass to May, and Valdez picks it off. Max Smith comes across the timeline. Anderson with a 22-7 lead. A step back three-point shot here on the crossover. It's no good, and now a foul is going to be called on Anderson. It's going to be a foul on Josh Hall. His first personal foul. Cade Mankel and KJ Adams are going to check in. So it's a third team foul. Is on the floor for Anderson is Hall, Valdez, Grove, now Keel is checked in again. Monroe lobs it down to KJ Adams, over to Carson May. May on the right wing, hands it off to Moat. Moat tries to bounce, pass it in, and does. Carson May puts up the shot in the paint. It's no good, but Carson is fouled. So with that, Gibson Valdez picks up his first personal foul, fourth team foul for Anderson, and Carson May will stride to the line. The big 6'7" senior forward, shooting 57% from the free throw line here in the 2019-2020 season, and he adds his first free throw there. First one is good. Carson shooting 45% from the field, but more impressive, he is shooting 46% from beyond the arc. So he's got that big rainbow of a shot, and he buries the second free throw. Big make there, 24-17, now a 7-point advantage. It matches the largest lead of the night for Westlake. 2:25 to play. Max Smith with the basketball for Anderson. Dribbles over to the left wing. Now drives in. A no-look pass over to Josh Hall. He gets it back out to the corner. Now Valdez. Valdez searching for room. Bounce pass to Keel. Keel pulls up the layup, and it's good as he drives in and gets the step on the right baseline. Good-looking job there by Keel as he picks up his second field goal. Now into the front court is Moat. Gets it back over to Mankel. Back up to the top here of the arc to Carson May. May works it in the right corner to KJ Adams. Now cross-court pass to Mankel, and Mankel goes inside the left post here to Carson May, and the ball is taken away by Gibson Valdez. Valdez over to Smith. Smith trying to hang with Mankel, puts up a wild layup. That shot no good. Moat comes in with the basketball, skies for the rebound, goes to the floor, keeps dribbling while he's on the floor, and saves the basketball and the possession for Westlake. All because he was on the ground, laying down and still bouncing the basketball. What an effort there by Moat to keep the ball in play for Westlake. 24-19, 1:24 to play and the clock moving. Mankel gets it over to Moat. Moat trying to dribble around a screen here by Carson May. Gets it over to KJ Adams. Adams shoots it over to the left corner to May. May's three-point shot is no good. It's overshot, but Mankel is there for the putback, and it's a good bucket there for Cade Mankel. His first field goal of the night, 26-19. 1 minute straight up to play in the first half. Now Grove dribbling, giving up to Max Smith, driving. Max Smith gives it over to Keel. Keel kicks it over to Grove. Grove with the answer on the right block. Beautiful pass there by Gross Keel to connect down low with Cody Grove. 26-21, down to a 5-point advantage here for the Westlake Chaparrals. Final 35 seconds of the first half. KJ Adams picked up defensively here and manned by Josh Hall. KJ with a fall-away jumper from 15 feet away. That one is no good. Carson May going for the rebound. He put his hands on the basketball with Max Smith, and it's a jump ball. The possession arrow will belong to the Anderson Trojans, and for a moment, Smith is down. He's back up, feels okay, looks a little tired. Obviously, he has not been out of the ball game this evening. Dylan Breen is checked back into the ball game, as has Jack Francis. So we see the starting five for Anderson now, with Smith, Grove, Breen, Francis, and Spiller all on the floor. Max working for the last shot here as Smith picked up defensively by Mankel. Mankel follows him all the way to the left wing. Hang off to Francis. Over to Spiller. Back over to Francis. Francis with a head fake. Now 5 seconds. Smith trying to dribble. Finding opportunities here on the right wing. Long three-pointer here from NBA range for Spiller. And it's no good. KJ with a bit of words for Blake Spiller as he was in his face as he let that ball go. That will do it for the first half of play. Pretty impressive stuff here between the Anderson Trojans and the Westlake Chaparrals. The Chaps with the lead at the break, 26-21. Max Smith, Jack Francis, Cody Grove, Blake Spiller, and Dylan Breen on the floor here for the Anderson Trojans. Ian Moat moving left to right now with the rest of his ball club. Kicks it over to left corner here to Connor McManus. McManus misses the shot, but KJ Adams follows with a booming dunk. He now has 8 points for the ball game, 28-21, back up to a 7-point lead, and that ties the largest lead of the night. Now Grove and Spiller trying to hook up with each other, and now a reach-in foul is going to be called to see if this foul's on Anderson or Westlake, but it looks like it's going to be on Westlake. So Carson May picks up his second personal foul. First team foul for Westlake. Anderson inbound with Max Smith. As Anderson moves right to left, as you picture it in your mind's eye. Quick dump off here to Francis, and Jack Francis is now on the board. Nice little layup there on the inbound as he was left all alone on the left block. Moat bringing the ball up here. Gives it over to Carson May on the left wing to Roy Monroe. Monroe lobs it down in to KJ Adams. KJ's double teamed. He rifles a pass cross court to Carson May. Back out to the left wing to McManus. Over to the corner to KJ Adams in the left corner in front of the Westlake bench. Good defense there by Anderson as Westlake will have to reset. Over to the right corner here, dribbling through the double team is KJ Adams, kicks it out to Rory Monroe. Monroe now giving it up to Ian Moat. Moat dribbling into the lane, feeding McManus. McManus with another three-point opportunity, wide open shot to the left wing, and it comes up empty. Rebound Anderson, 28-23, 5-point advantage. Now Max Smith dribbling back over here, hands it off to Breen. Now a step back here from Smith from NBA range, and Max cannot connect. Ball rifles around Carson May off the tip of his fingers and pulled down there by Francis. Francis driving into the lane with the layup. That shot good high off the glass. And Francis has the first 4 points here. A 4-0 run for the Anderson Trojans to start things off in the person of Jack Francis. And it's now a 3-point advantage for Westlake, 28-25. I should say it's a 4-2 run to start things off here. KJ Adams' dunk on the putback of Carson May's, or excuse me, McManus's miss. Now KJ Adams on the right wing launches a pass into McManus in the corner, back over to Monroe, and KJ will reset and act as the point guard. 28-25, looking to roll around Breen. Breen staying right with him. Good defense here by Dylan Breen. He kicks it over to the corner here. Now driving baseline is Rory Monroe. Monroe tries to feed Carson May, and Spiller pokes it out of bounds. So the ball will stay with Westlake here. 5:32 to play third quarter. 28-25, 5.5 minutes to play in the third quarter, as I mentioned. Moat to inbound to Connor McManus. McManus over the left wing. Now back over to Ian Moat. Moat picked up by Breen in the zone defense. Here comes the double team on the baseline. He kicks it over to the right corner to KJ Adams. 3-point shot up, no good. And now Max Smith pulls down the rebound. It's a 1-on-3 break. Dribbles right through it. Puts up the shot, and it's good over Connor McManus. Just a finger roll there for Max Smith. He now has 6 points, his first bucket. And the Trojans have pulled within 1, 28-27. KJ Adams lobs a pass in the corner here to Ian Moat. Moat trying to work around a Carson May screen. Can't do it. Now a low look pass over to Roy Monroe. Monroe fires and buries the 3-point shot. A big make right there by Rory Monroe, and he now has 10 points. It's 31-27, a 4-point advantage here, and the Chaps come alive offensively. Now a catch and shoot in the corner by Blake Spiller, and that shot no good. Moat pulls down the rebound. He's going to take Francis all the way to the hole, down the left side of the lane, puts up the shot with the right hand, and it's good for Mo. He's on the board, a 5-0 run and back-to-back trips down the floor for Westlake. 33-27. Now Spiller. Hands off to Francis. Francis with 4 points in the corner, picked up defensively here by McManus. He drives into the lane by McManus, by May, puts up the shot, and a timeout's going to be called. And we will take it as well. Back in 30 seconds, this is Westlake basketball. Off a layup made in transition by Ian Moat, who has the basketball right now, and Roy Monroe's three-point shot. The Chaps lead now by 4. Moat driving into the baseline, coming up at the high elbow on the right side. That shot is missed, but Cade Mankel, who has just checked into the ball game, follows it up with the rebound and the putback, 35-29. Max Smith into the open court. Daniel Villarreal's checked back in the ball game here. Now Francis with a head fake, trying to lose Mankel, can't do it. He's on the right wing looking for Max Smith. Smith again with 6 points here. Far cry from what he was able to do last time around. Also into the game for the Anderson Trojans is Gibson Valdez. Valdez getting loose on the baseline, and he loses the basketball out of bounds on the pass from Max Smith. Valdez checks out. Nicholas Hall checks in. Francis checks out despite the hot hand. And they bring back in Dylan Breen. Coming across the timeline is Ian Moat. Now gets it over to KJ, now to Mankel. Mankel with a bounce pass, finds Daniel Villarreal wide open on the right block, and he's there for the easy bucket. Coming down hard on the rebound, onto his back as Cody Watkins, the head trainer. This is not good, as Blake Spiller is the second leading scorer here for the Anderson Trojans, averaging just over 13.5 points per ball game. He is grabbing his lower left leg. Now the Anderson training staff coming over and taking a look along with Daniel Pittsford. This has been a hard-fought game, and there was no real contact there as Daniel Villarreal was all by himself on the right block. He was able to elevate. It was a good dish, and he was wide open. Spiller went up for the rebound, but came down incredibly hard. Jack Francis opting to fire up a three-point shot here from the left wing on the transition. That shot is no good, and on the rebound, a foul. And the foul has been called on Josh Hall, his second personal foul. First team foul for Anderson. 1:26 to play. The give and go from KJ Adams on the low pass from Ian Moat. Moat gives it over to DV, and Villarreal with a head fake to the left, and then finishes with the right hand at the glass underneath the basket. Good looking shot there in the post. Now Daniel Villarreal has 6 points. Now Hall back out to the top of the arc, gives it over to Valdez. Valdez gets it over to Cody Grove. Now back over to Francis. Francis back out to Max Smith. Smith at the top of the arc, final minute of the third quarter. Westlake leading 45-32. 13-point advantage here, the largest lead of the night. Josh Hall fires up a three-point shot from the right corner. That one no good. KJ with the rebound. Comes across the timeline casually, launches a pass over to Dylan Schleppe, who's checked into the ball game. Schleppe now gives it over to Moat. Moat driving into the lane on Josh Hall. Puts up the wild shot. That one will get the shooter roll from Ian Moat as it caroms off the right part of the iron, then bounces to the left part of the iron before falling through. Good stuff there by Moat. He has 4 points all in this quarter. There's 25 seconds remaining. It is now a 15-point advantage, 47-32. Westlake out to a big lead now here in the third. And right now the Anderson Trojans really missing the play of Blake Spiller, who is still getting some attention on the training table after going down off a make there. And now Valdez puts up a three-point shot, and it is absolutely rejected. The ball left his shooting hand and immediately swatted away like a fly, or a mosquito rather, as KJ Adams just shoots the basketball right to the brick wall. So it's a block, to say the least. And for KJ Adams, that is his 19th block of the season. Now Anderson inbounding to Francis. Francis handing it off to Smith. Smith with a long three-point shot from the right corner. That one is no good, and that'll do it for the third quarter. Westlake with a huge lead as they led by 5. They've tripled that effort. up to a 15-point advantage after 3 quarters of play. Back in a moment. This is Westlake basketball. Max Smith into the front court here, hands it off to Gross Keel. Keel picks up his dribble, trying to get it back over Dylan Breen, who's on the floor for Anderson to start the 4th quarter. And now a foul's going to be called on Dylan Schleppe. It's a reach-in foul on Max Smith. Diego picks up his first personal foul. Now the inbound over Mankel. It's Mankel, Schleppe, Adams, Villarreal, and Moat on the floor here. And now a foul's going to be called away from the basketball, and it's going to be an offensive foul. It's going to be on, I believe, Dylan Breen. That's his second personal foul, and one thing that we have noticed, there hasn't been a whole lot of fouling going on here in the second half. Only 3 fouls for Westlake and 2 for Anderson, so 5 total in the game. As we were in the final frame here at regulation, Westlake leading 47-32. Now Moat lobs it in to KJ Adams. Adams cross-court pass over to Mankel. He leaps to grab that out of the air to maintain control in the right corner. Gets it over to Schleppe. Now back over to Moat, and they'll reset the half court. Now Villarreal over to Mankel, looking inside. Right now denying the inbound pass is Max Smith. The pass goes into KJ Adams. He taps it over to Villarreal. Villarreal creates the space and connects. Villarreal with 8 points in the ballgame. Now Max Smith loses the basketball, taken away by Diego Schleppe. Schleppe with the outlet to Mankel. Mankel now into the front court. On the right wing, gets it back over to Schleppe. Schleppe calling out the offense here in the half court. 49-32, 17-point advantage here for the Westlake Chaparrals, largest lead of the night. Now Mankel over to the right corner to KJ. KJ going baseline, gets by Francis and tomahawks it with 2 hands. Oh, a thunder jam right there by KJ Adams, and it's 51-32. 19-point advantage. KJ goes for the steal, doesn't get it from Smith. Smith gets it inside to Grove. Grove puts up the shot. Actually, no, he dishes it off to Breen. Breen put up the shot, and the shot is good for Breen. So Breen will go to the line to shoot 1. Ian Moat picks up the foul. Second personal foul for Ian. And Dylan Schleppe, or excuse me, I should say Dylan Breen rather. Dylan Breen tries to add the and 1. Doesn't happen. And the ball drifts out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson. So Moat will bring the ball up, guarded in the backcourt by Cody Grove. Across the timeline, he lobs the pass over to Mankel. Mankel looking down low, doesn't have KJ Adams. Now, down low, the ball's taken away by Max Smith on the baseline. KJ Adams with 14 points in the ball game. Now driving into the baseline is Max Smith. Smith puts up the shot. The shot is no good. Contact made. Ball last touched by Anderson, or excuse me, by Westlake. As Josh Hall checks in late to the ball game here as he will replace Breen. So Josh Hall back in the ball game quickly with 5:57 to play here in the 4th quarter. Lob pass to Francis. Francis with the tip shot, no good. Daniel Villarreal pulls down the rebound to beat the press across the timeline to Moat. Moat trying to lose Gross Keel, can't do it. Now Max Smith comes to try to contest the basketball, gets it over to Diego Schleppe. Now over to KJ Adams. Adam turns baseline with a left fake and a right move, goes to the baseline, and again comes in with the big-time dunk with 2 hands. 10 points here in the second half. He has 16 overall, does KJ Adams, and thunder dunks the last 2 times down. Now on the other end, Anderson trying to move the ball inside to Gross Keel. Keel kicks it out to the left corner. Elevating for the 3-point shot is Francis, and Francis gets it to fall. Nothing but net there as he swishes the nylon, and a timeout called by Anderson. Beautiful looking shot right there. (53-37) as KJ Adams inbounds the basketball to Cade Mankel. Back over to Ian Moat on a cross-court pass. Now back over to Mankel. Mankel trying to beat the press. Bounce pass to Diego Schleppe. Now he finds Moat on the left wing. Back over to Mankel. 5:09 to play in the ball game. 53-37 your score. Westlake leading Anderson here. And now the ball errantly passed into the backcourt and will be touched first by Mankel to end the transition. opportunity there for Anderson, so it'll be Anderson basketball underneath their own bucket. Sub coming in again, Josh Hall will check in. This time he will check in for Dylan Breen again. Multiple opportunities here for Daniel Pittsburgh's ball club as he rotates guys with ease. Now over the left wing to Francis, picked up defensively here by Ian Moat. Crashing down to the right block is Cody Grove. The foul's going to be called. That's KJ Adams' third personal foul. 5 team fouls for Westlake, 2 for Anderson. The inbound coming from Max Smith, lobbed out and tipped away here by KJ Adams. Adams comes into the broadcast booth as you heard the crash. Now he gets the ball loose after saving it. Gets it over here toward the right wing. The ball's turned over again. This time in transition, Gross Keel able to go across the timeline, give it over to Max Smith, and Smith able to score. You can hear the crash as one of our court mics actually got touched up a little bit, but still on the air. 53-39, and that's what it's all about. Now Ian Moat trying to calm the pace here. Max Smith picking him up defensively. As Westlake continues to move the basketball with ease here on the left wing. Down the baseline to Daniel Villarreal. Villarreal with a head fake and dishes off to KJ Adams, who again finishes at the rim with the two-handed jam. KJ Adams and the ball movement this quarter has been spectacular. Now Max Smith calmly dribbles up to the right wing, fires up a long three-point shot. It's no good. 55-39 your score. Westlake with a dominant performance right now. Leading by 14 points. It's been as high as 17. It's actually been as high as 19 points. KJ Adams over the right wing to Ian Moat. Back over to Mankel. 3.5 minutes to play here in regulation. 55-39. Schleppe working against Josh Hall. Now over to the right side to KJ Adams. Back out top near the jump circle to Cade Mankel. Now near the signature of Al Betancourt on the left side in front of the Westlake bench. Diego Schleppe will now give it up here to Ian Moat. The reach-in foul is going to be called on Gross Keel. That's his first personal foul. 14th foul for the Anderson Trojans, and Dylan Breen checking back into the ball game. Grove will check out. Hall will stay on the floor. So Keel and Hall, along with Breen, will stay on the floor here with Francis and Smith. 55-39, 3:10, and the clock moving here in the fourth quarter. Westlake with the lead over Anderson. Rory Monroe checks back into the ball game. Gets it over to Cade Mankel. Mankel now over to Monroe. Monroe trying to drift through the double team. Now into the high post to KJ Adams. Adams dishes off to Carson May, who's checked into the ball game. He puts up the shot. The shot is no good for Carson, but he is fouled. So Gross Keel picks up his second personal foul, and Carson May will go to the line to shoot 2. May 2 for 2 from the line tonight, has 4 points. Kind of been dormant here with this lineup change. Westlake going with speed more than size, and May connects on his first free throw. He now has 5 points in the ball game. And Nicholas Harris comes back into the ball game. 6'2" junior guard here for the Anderson Trojans. He'll take over on the right block. Carson May bends his big frame and elevates and makes his second free throw. He now has 6 points in the ball game. 57-39. Back up to an 18-point advantage here for the Westlake Chaparrals. Now over to the left wing. Max Smith trying to sneak his way down into the baseline. Puts up a wild shot as he drove baseline. No good. Transition into the front court goes Ian Moat. Moat with a head fake, trying to get Francis off his game. Francis stays true and pops that ball out of the hand of Ian Moat and out of bounds. Good defense there by Francis as Breen along with Grove checks in. Harris and Hall check out. 57-39. Moat looking to inbound with 2:34 to play. Does so, gets it into Roy Monroe. Monroe twirls his way around with the reverse layup and finishes at the glass. He has 5 points here in the second half. And for Rory, he has 12 points in the ball game. Now Smith caught up in the right wing defensively against Mankel. Gets it over to Keel. Keel trying to dribble through the trees. Can't do it. Kicks it back out to the left wing to Breen. Breen gets it over to Francis. Francis now back up to Breen. Breen fires up a 3-point shot from the top of the arc. That one no good. Long rebound fielded by Ian Moat, and then he has it poked away by Keel. It's out of bounds, and Westlake will have the basketball here. Subs coming in. And for the Anderson Trojans, Raphael Jabbour, the 6'1" senior forward, has checked back in. Looks like Grove is checking out as well for Josh Hall. Just a number of players coming in and out of the ballgame here. Josh Hall's checked back in. Harris stays in, 59-39. It is a 20-point advantage for the Westlake Chaparrals. Ian Moat gets it over to Mankel. Mankel over to the left wing. 1:45 to play here. Good ball movement from Westlake as KJ gets it over to Ian Moat. Back over to Monroe to Mankel to KJ on the right wing. Picked up here by Hall defensively. Lobs it into the post here on a give and go with Carson May. May elevating for a three-point shot. That one no good off the front iron. As that shot drifted left the minute he let it go. In transition, here is Nicholas Harris. Gets it over to Francis. Francis trying to make a move. Saves the basketball for his teammate Harris, who retrieves it just before it makes it past the timeline. Now over to Gross Keel. Now Jabbour driving into the lane. Puts up the shot. The shot altered. It's no good. Rebound, Ian Moat. 20-point advantage here. The largest lead of the night. As Mankel crosses the timeline. Gives it over to Moat for the final minute of regulation. Now KJ Adams on the right wing. Gives it over to Monroe. Back over to Mankel. Mankel over to Moat. Moat now back up to KJ Adams, who's guarded defensively there by Hall. 48 seconds left in the ballgame. Now back over to Monroe. Monroe gets it over to Moat. Moat again picked up defensively. Don't think they're going to try to reach in and foul here. Moat gives it over to KJ Adams. 35 seconds. KJ driving in. Going to kick it over to Carson May. Going to lob it back out top to Roy Monroe from the left corner to the top of the arc. Back out to the half court. 28 seconds, and they're just going to try to milk this down. No shot clock, obviously, in high school basketball, so they take advantage of the space. Final 20 seconds, and it doesn't look like Jack Francis is going to contest it, as the Anderson Trojans are going to walk off the court here. And it looks like there is no contest at all for the basketball, as Ian Moat's just going to dribble it out. Final 2 seconds, 1 second, and the Anderson Trojans and Westlake Chaparrals have given everybody a treat here, but it was Westlake's third quarter surge that gave them the win. That'll do it. 59-39, your final score here as Westlake upends Anderson in the rematch here. 59-39. Go back to a 52-47 win, a very close game in which Anderson led at the break. But tonight it was all about getting KJ Adams off the floor in the first quarter. Anderson had their opportunities, just did not come up with what they wanted in the first matchup. KJ Adams celebrates along with the rest of his teammates and the entire Westlake football team. Celebrate a big-time win as all of the athletes are coming onto the floor here. As it looks like mathematically here, they've been informed that they've won the district title, and that's exactly what's happened as KJ Adams hoists the trophy mathematically here with a 20-point victory over the Anderson Trojans. Westlake has clinched the division title. And with that, they repeat as District 25 6A champions, and of course, this is not a two-peat, this is not a three-peat, this is a four-peat for the Westlake Chaparrals. Fourth consecutive season, the Chaparrals have won a district title. So pretty impressive stuff here as the hardware has been handed out, and a lot of love coming from not only the Westlake basketball faithful here, but folks, some of the football team have been absolute fans. And when I say fans, I mean fanatics. They have come out in droves to support this program. And who could forget in the first game with Anderson, where the entire Westlake football team showed up wearing their medals at Anderson's gym. And tonight, they do the same. They show up with their state champion medals. Some of the Westlake football players are in their helmets, if you can believe that. So, again, it's just a lively crowd here for what has been an absolutely entertaining game. And a game that was just a 5-point advantage at the break.